everyone, and welcome back to Rugby Rodeo. Sorry, us being late again. Yeah, I feel like maybe Ellie is portraying onto me because
either that or we are on international duty.
Yeah.
So it is very, very busy at the moment.
Yeah, so we are coming to you straight from our bedroom here in Bracknell before we head down to Cardiff.
Yeah, we have made the beds as quickly as we could do, so don't be judging. But we are in our bedroom still before getting on the road.
This is Ellie's room, so that's why it is maybe it is messier than what my bedroom would be. I do make my bed every morning, Mum, I promise.
We're in my room and not Jess's, all I'm saying.
But we obviously haven't spoken to Ellie since the game against Italy. So that is what we're going to start with this week. Talk all things Italy. How was York? You know, Yorkshire, you are a Yorkshire born and bred.
Yeah, it was good. I on the way up, I text Mum and say I'm on my way, and she was like, welcome back to homeland.
Okay.
But no, it was really nice. I actually haven't spent that much time in York before, but it's a really beautiful city, and I think there's something on the Red Roses socials about, you know, Maud doing her facts of the city. So I learned a lot of things. I actually did text my mum saying, do you have any quick facts for the girls that I could put in? But it was really nice. It was nice to hear a lot of northern accents about. Funny story, we were looking for coffee because in rugby, obviously, we all become a bit of a coffy snob.
Addicted as well.
Yeah, addicted. Like any moment you've got off, you think, yeah, we'll go for coffee. So
have just spilt mine. So,
so me, Mo and Maud were like, right, we've got 15 minutes. We'll go grab a coffee. We'll try find some. Went to the doorman who's on just outside the hotel, obviously.
Very posh.
Yeah, it was a spa hotel. It was lovely. It was really nice. And we said, oh, excuse me, we're trying to find a nice coffee somewhere. Do you have any recommendations? And he said, yeah, so if you go up there, turn to the left, there'll be a Starbucks. But if you keep on going a little bit further, there's a Costa. There you go, girls. We were obviously there. Obviously, at home, people were like, yeah, what's wrong with that? But you don't want to go to a Starbucks in Costa.
You want a nice little independent with some nice bakeries, pastries.
I am drinking a Starbucks right now, but it was funny. But it was really nice to be up there. You know, with the Yorkshire fans who probably haven't been able to go to all the games before. So people came in the numbers, and it was really nice to, you know, be able to be in a different part of the country playing.
Do you feel like it felt like home away from home? Obviously, not playing at the Allianz Stadium, playing up in Yorkshire. I think there's World Cup games there. I think that's what it was to obviously push that for the summer. So do you feel like it was nice that it was home away from home kind of?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, the stadium itself was quite small. I think
8,500.
Yeah, something like that. But it felt really full. And when we got off the bus, there was so many people already there, which is always really, really special. But yeah, definitely felt nice that I knew Mum and Dad were only about an hour away. Okay. Mum came to see me on the off day of the game before. Brought Otis, had a big cuddle from him. Just went for some coffee, and yeah, it was nice to feel home from home really, and just be in a different part of the country. So
yeah,
it was nice.
And I guess you were on the bench. Not that you haven't experienced that before.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while.
What and I think shout out to Emma Singh. I think she had a fantastic game. Really good under the high ball. I think it's credit to her because she showed what she's been doing in the PWR week in, week out on the international stage. And I think, she got recognition from the squad on Tuesday. We have some awards that we give out, and she won the main award, which I think it was really sweet, and I think she was really happy. And
I'm happy for her as well, because like I said, she's had a really, really good past couple of seasons in the PWR. She's been on the fringes with the Red Roses, and she played really well. She's just so solid. And like I said, under the high ball, she's really, really safe as well. So I was really happy that she was able to do that. But also, it was good for me to be in a different role as well. And I came on the wing, and to understand that position a little bit more it's good for my game to be able to do that, definitely.
Yeah. And did you have any emotion, feeling? Did you feel more nervous? Because obviously, when you're on the bench, for people that are listening, it's definitely a different part of the game. I think there's some outstanding bench players, and this isn't me saying that you're not good at rugby or you can't play 80 minutes, but some people can really get that job really, really well and really right, and you know, they come on, they make an impact for that 20, 15, 10 minutes, however long they get, and they can change the game.
Well, yeah, I think, we used it a lot in sevens, the mindset that it's not a starting squad and a bench squad, it's like the starters and the finishers. And you know, we talk a lot about like the tempo that the bench needs to bring, that you are there to either see a game out or win the game, or inject energy onto the pitch that the girls are probably running out of, having played the rest of the game. And it is a completely different role, and it's also a role that you've got to, in training, you've got to understand what the opposition do probably a little bit more, because you've got to run some of their moves, but also, you know, be just a giver to the team, but also focus on your own game, because you know you're going to probably get on at some point as well. But I wouldn't have said I was nervous. It was more like eagerness.
Yeah,
I want to get on now. I want to get on.
You like warm up like 4 gazillion times, and like, so you do the main warm up obviously before the game, and then I think it's like you warm up every 20 minutes or something like that. But honestly, it feels like forever.
And so many. Oh, we're gonna go again. I'm like, again,
yeah. I remember when I was on the bench, and to be fair, the S&Cs, I think they understand everyone very well as individuals. So when I was on the bench, he came over and he said, you just do whatever you need to do, because some people are really good at warming up themselves, which I would like to take credit for. I think I know how to and what to do, where others need a lot of guidance, which is like fair enough. Like, you know, we are rugby players at the end of the day. People might not know how to warm up their hamstrings, whatever.
Or they might just need someone, because your head's in the game, you're kind of watching the game, you need someone to give you that routine of, right, snap back into it now. Because when you are warming up, you're warming up either under one of the posts, so you kind of watching the game going, the crowd's going behind.
Well, the S&C gets so like, come on girls, you need to continue warming up, because everyone's so distracted by like watching the game. But it's good. I think like the warm-ups I think get me, because I'm like, oh, another one. But and then you have running after. How was that? Yeah,
I mean, we had 60 meter tempos, 6 times 2. So there was 12. So it was on like a 30-second rolling clock.
Quite hefty.
Yeah, quite hefty. But the crowd all stayed out, and they were all like cheering every single time we went one side or the other. Oh. And I kept saying, there's 11 more. Like, don't wear yourself out, because I don't really need it now, but I'm going to need it in 8 reps time. But they stuck at it the whole time. They were like cheering every time we came in, like we were doing a 100-meter race. We were coming into the finish line. It was sweet. It was very cute, but it was I was blowing quite a bit after, and Mids was doing the comms, and I didn't realise that he was doing. So Mids is our old head coach, or our previous head coach rather, and one rep in, I kind of looked at him and I was like, oh, Mids is there. When I say, I so wanted to go over with like a water bottle and just squirt it, just a bit of tongue in cheek, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. I don't know if it'd go down that well.
I think that was probably the best choice there.
So obviously we're talking about like role changes and going from being a starting player and the differences being a finisher. For you, obviously, there was a bit of rotation in the squad this week. You weren't involved in the Italy game. How was that for you, being on the other side of it?
Yeah, I think it's something that I have done before.
Yeah.
You know, World Cup was definitely in that role a lot. And I think as attributes of my character, I think I sit that role quite well. Not that I want to be in that role. Yeah. Not that I want to be in that role.
Really, really good at not playing.
But I think I have a lot of like caring attributes, and I really always want to put the team first, probably before myself. Sometimes that's probably not the best thing, but so I think I relish in that role. Like, I want to help others. You know, Mia Venner had a fantastic game, and she got her first cap when she was like 17 or something crazy back in like 2019 or 2020. So it's been a long time since she was on the international stage. So I just wanted to help her, fill her with loads of confidence. And, she obviously shined in the game, which is amazing. Same as Claude, like come back from 2 neck injuries to play back international. So I just wanted to put them in the best place forward, and hopefully, they would say that I did. If they're not, then maybe I'm not doing my job right. But
it's definitely worked for them because they played a good game. True. So whatever you did worked.
True. But it is definitely a different role. But I think Mitch has very open communication, which I think is really crucial and really important, that has come into this campaign, that you know what kind of role you are very early on in the week, and you can nail it. And I think he also applauds people who aren't in the squad, so we're called pillars, and he applauds them, and there is an award that you can win again at the end of the week or start of the next week. But I think just for people to show for him to show to people that just because you're not in the 23 doesn't mean that you're not a crucial role. And I think that's really important, because we have something massive coming up. There's still the Six Nations. It's a squad effort. It's not the 23 that roll out every weekend. It's the 30, the 35 that are in every camp that help the team to get into the right position to hopefully lift another Grand Slam, to potentially lift a World Cup in the summer. So I think I was alright. I had a lovely weekend. Just went on loads of dog walks, which was nice, and watched loads of rugby. And it was my brother's 30th birthday on Monday, so shout out to Ryan, being 30. So I get to see him, saw my nephew. So I actually had a really nice, chilled weekend, ready to go for this week, really.
Yeah, and touching on the open communication that Mitch has got, I think it's a definite shift that obviously whether you're selected as the starting 15 or if you're in the 23, but also if you're a pillar and you're just outside of that and you part of the training squad, previous to when Mitch was in, we used to get like a text the night before the team came out, and it used to be really, really awkward because
you would leave the dinner, like you would leave dinner, or you'd go back to your room
7, and you'd be like, right, okay, I know it's coming at this time. But then if you're rooming with someone, you kind of, one person's in the toilet, sat in the toilet for ages, and it was really hard to emotionally regulate yourself, but also regulate the people around you. So now with this openness, at the start of the week, some people are going to be very happy, some people might be a little bit disappointed, but you've got that space to just digest it yourself, so that when it comes to training, when it comes to being back with the team, you can put everything into it. And like you said, Mitch having an emphasis on the role of the pillars and how important they are to the team and to the team that's playing, that's something that I really like that he's done, because it just allows conversations to be had, but also you can really just put everything into the training session without the emotional baggage that have come from whether you're playing or not.
Yeah, 100%. I absolutely agree. I think it's fantastic. Like we say, I feel like we sing his bloody praises every podcast. God, I need to stop. People might think that, we're saying too many nice things. But obviously we won.
Yes.
But
few disallowed tries.
Yeah, few disallowed tries, and only 5 points in the second half were scored. So maybe talk me through, the disallowed tries, the TMO coming in. Like, it was very bitty here in their game.
Yeah, and I think it's very important, we've said it before, to take every game as it comes and to learn as much as we can do from these games. So the fact that, obviously, I'm not going to say all the learnings on this pod in case we've got any Welsh listeners, but, the TMO did make it a little bit bitty, and, we really challenge ourselves on how do we bring the tempo back up, or how do we keep the tempo and the momentum after a bit of a stoppage. And that's something that I think we definitely learned this weekend. Yeah, there was a few disallowed tries, but there was a few disallowed tries, but I think what's really exciting is that we got there. We got to the try line, and it might be a little bit tweak of execution, and that'd be a try on another day, and we'd be 50 points in at the end of the game. But for a first game of a Six Nations, being with the team in and out, because obviously the Prem finals, not the whole team wasn't there the whole time, 2 and a bit weeks. I don't think it's bad going. I think there's plenty of learnings from it, and at the end of the day, we've got the win. And we just need to now focus on the next game. How can we get better from the Italy game and carry on with this campaign?
Yeah, I actually think it's credit to Italy as well. Like, they really came out in that second half. And I think we've shouted about it and we've spoken about it, how, teams are closing that gap and it's getting better and it's more competitive. And I think you can see from that game. And I think if I was Italy and the coaching staff and the players, I'd be buzzing, like coming away with, the scoreline, doesn't, I think, reflect it. Like, if you came away with 33-5, you'd think, okay, like, bit of a, like, battering. But actually, if you went away with, okay, well, actually, the second half was only 5-0. Like, that's
and
amazing.
If you reflect on previous scores, I saw somewhere that, I don't quote me on this, but it was like the past 5 times we've played against Italy, and it was pretty much all nils. There was a couple of threes and there was a couple of fives.
Yeah.
And that's huge for...
and we'd scored more points than 33.
We scored loads more points. So for a team like Italy, and for us to reflect on teams like Italy, you know, we need to now recreate that gap, because there was things that we didn't get quite right. But at the end of the day, we had people coming back from injuries, people that haven't been in the squad for a little while, like Mia Venner. But it was a good game to start with, because we've got a lot from it. I wouldn't have wanted that game to go any different, because it's happened for a reason. I just hope that, you know, we keep on growing and growing from game to game.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously it's easy to focus on the attack and how many points were scored. Like we said, couple of disallowed tries, but look on the other side of it, the defence. Obviously it's something that we've been really working on in camp as well, with Catty coming in and really driving that area. But it was only 11 missed tackles compared to Italy's 55, was it 55? Which is incredible. Because, you know, 11 missed tackles in a whole game of rugby, especially in the comparison of...
Were they all yours?
I don't think I was on the pitch long enough to miss any. Thank God.
But haters gonna hate.
Who's gonna hate? But yeah, I think, you know, it's been something that we've been really working on, and we value as a team. And to start off a campaign only missing that, I think the only thing now is that we know what the coach is going to say. That's the standard now. So we're going to have to stay under the 11, which is it's pretty low. It's pretty low. Better wear my shoulder pads.
Bloody hell, better wear them. But no, I agree. I think you could just see that like doggedness about us. I think obviously everyone was really raring to go. Like, it's the first game of the campaign. Like, you know, everyone wants to play well. But I just think that you could just see that like grit and like that like I really want to get off the line. I really want to hit someone. I want to make an impact for the team and for my mates that are on the team. Like, I want to make the next position that my mate has to tackle a better position, because I've dominated my tackle, which I think is really good. And again, that's around our like culture, our ethos, that we're doing it for each other. We're doing it for the wider squad. And I think we get excited about it now. I think maybe you can even tell from how I'm speaking, like we're excited to defend, because it gives us that opportunity to attack. I think that's all we're going to say, because we don't want to give any more.
No, we don't. I have had like a mindset shift with defense, and it's kind of making the defense into an attack. So obviously when you've got the ball, you're moving forward all the time. If you can make dominant tackles, you can essentially move the team backwards and move our team forwards as if we've got the ball, and then the ball gets spilled at some point. But making that defense into an attack, you can see that in everybody, that there is that dog, there is that, you know, I want to get off the line and make that dominant tackle. So
I think it's exciting, and we want, like you say, we want to be that attacking team, but I think also we want to be that team that people fear to play against.
100%.
Which I think's maybe where we're heading. But we had two new caps.
We did.
One with a very funny story.
Yes.
The other one that has come from Seven. So I'll talk about Flo, because I actually know her from club rugby, and then you can talk a bit about Jade. So Flo Robinson was going to get her first cap back in 2019. I think it was maybe 2020, maybe. Sorry, don't know that actual fact. But
it was in COVID.
It was in COVID. So there was no one in the crowd. We were away to France.
Yep.
She was on the bench with Maren Deutsch, her teammate. We were playing. It was probably about 20 minutes to go until the game ended,
and it was tight at this point.
Tight game. And bam, the lights turned off.
The whole stadium lights, may we add, were playing, and then suddenly
pitch black,
darkness,
literal darkness. And obviously we've spoken about this before, but France love to play at bloody 9 o'clock at night, so it was pitch black,
and we weren't near a city.
No,
there was no street lights anywhere. There was no like high-rise buildings.
Nothing.
It was pitch black.
So all the French like ran in, and we all looking at each other like,
what do we do?
Yeah, and then I think someone said, just run in. And then I think the managers and the coaches were all discussing whether the game was going to go ahead, if they could put the generators on, pay the meter to put some more money for the lights to turn on.
But we'd have to re-warm up, and by this time it was probably like 9:30 at night.
No,
10.
Yeah.
It was late.
And basically it'd gone past that point on the clock where the game would still stand. And I think it was I actually think it was a friendly as such. I'm doing the bunny ears again. Like, as in, it's not friendly, but it's a friendly.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. Like, so Flo and Merrin didn't.
I think they were like due to come on.
They were literally
very,
about to
soon.
come on. Like, I think Flo had her bib off.
Yeah.
She was about to come on, and then the lights went off. And I think credit to her to carry on. And if you have time after watching our podcast, either on YouTube or listening here on Spotify, head over to the England Rugby YouTube and watch the latest O2 Inside Line, because you get to see her talk about it. I think she's really honest about it, and she speaks about how probably she wasn't ready, and it was really exciting for her, but actually now she feels honoured to put on the shirt and she's ready, and
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and I think that's really good rawness, I think, to like say, back then she probably was just excited but not ready, and now she feels ready. And I've known Flo since she was like 16. She played at Pulborough Rugby Club, where I played, and my dad coached her, and she's won national cups with my dad, and I know her sister Emily. So it was really nice to see her still have that opportunity to get capped and to be in the squad. And she's worked really hard. And Emily, her sister, actually sent my dad a text being like, can you do Flo a video message? So my dad did her a little video message, and when I got in on Tuesday, she was like, oh, I saw John's video message, it was so cute. I was like, oh, bless you. But yeah, I think she made an impact when she came 100%. On, and I think she's a credit to Susie down at Exeter, really nailed her core skills, and I think she's come in and she's really showcased what she's about, which I think is really nice.
She's a real threat, isn't she? Then obviously we've got Jade Sheckles. So I obviously played at the Olympics with Jade, and she's such a strong player, but
it's like deceptive.
Yeah, like it's not just strong, she's going to run through someone. She's going to run through someone and then offload the ball, and you won't know it's been offloaded. And I had a quick chat with her last week about coming over to the 15s, and it's massive courage to go from a 7 setup where it's so tight knit, where there's 12 people that go on tour, and you become like best friends, all of you, and from being in that setup, they are all best mates, and it's a really, really nice culture to step out of that and come into the Red Roses in a World Cup year that have been pretty set for the past few years,
and there's like 20 more people.
Exactly that. And for her to take that leap, and she said that she had an opportunity and she just went for it, and she did really well on the weekend. She carried really well. She brought some of the 7 skills onto the 15s pitch, which was really nice, because you wouldn't want her to play any differently. And the amount of people that have said Jade is just such a good girl, like they just really like her in the environment. It was really nice to see her really relish in that moment and feel really happy for her as well.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like she's settled in very nice, and it doesn't feel like she's new.
Yeah,
it feels like she's maybe been around but now has come back, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, I think quite a lot of people know her from years ago as well.
At Hartbury. A lot of people went to Hartbury with her. Yeah. What do you know what songs they sang?
Well, I was trying to remember. I think they were both quite new songs. One of them, there were so many people singing.
Really?
There were so many people singing, because obviously we did the tries, but then we did the disallowed tries.
Oh, okay.
So there was quite a lot. But no, I can't remember exactly what they sang, because they were new ones.
And you're not really new. You're not new, girl.
New pop songs, do you know what I mean? It's not my
genre,
bag.
Yeah. Fair enough. Oh, so a modern song like Pink Pony Club.
Yes,
like that.
I think Flo sang that one.
No, really?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they were very new songs, but everyone loved them. We have forgot to mention something. Yeah. So
naughty us.
I know. So we're going to be doing a giveaway with some of our Red Roses stash. It probably won't be this season, because we are already lacking on lost shorts and borrowing each other's, but we are going to give away some of our old Red Roses stash. So to get it, you're going to have to listen to the rest of the pod, and we will let you know how to enter that competition as such. I know you give it away then.
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
I know you give it away.
Just blabbering
Listen
on.
to the rest of the pod, and we'll let you know how you can win it.
Yeah, nice. Well done. Well done. So this week we're going to be doing something different. Last week we spoke a lot about adolescence, hot topic of last week. It's a TV series on Netflix. This week we're going to be reviewing the Dubai chocolate. Something different for us. Like, obviously, if you don't like chewing sounds, then maybe don't listen. Maybe
and if you do,
enjoy. But this has gone viral on TikTok. A lot of people have been making their own version. So it is chocolate, obviously. It has pistachio like cream, and then it's got this kadif, which is a bit like so I've seen some people use shredded wheat, so it's a bit similar to that, just giving context.
Okay.
Oh, you don't think you're gonna like it?
I don't know if I am gonna like it.
Ellie's gonna hold my mic while I open it.
Okay. It is lint as well, which I'm surprised about. Bit of ASMR for you. Here you go. That one's for free, guys.
Okay, this is what they do on this is what they do on TikTok. So they get the whole thing out. If you want to change over to the YouTube channel to watch this bit, feel free. And they basically break it. Oh. Well, that's not
okay, go review it. Now you've seen that, go review it.
That's not what's meant to happen.
Go have a look on TikTok and see what it's meant to look like.
Basically, it's meant to like crack in the middle and all the
pull away.
It's meant to pull away. So cheers. Oh,
I've just licked it.
Cheers. That's what it looks like inside.
Yum. Just tastes like lint though, no?
Yeah, I'm not getting much pistachio.
I really like the texture in my mouth is like bitty. So I do have a question. If anybody could message us on Instagram with the answer. With lint chocolate, how do they make the chocolate inside cold?
Cold.
Because it's not in the fridge.
In the balls.
In the balls, yeah. How is that cold?
So if Lint want to let us know how they do
it. Please get in contact. Maybe send for you and we can review them.
I don't get it. I don't understand. You bite into it. If you're listening to this right now and you have some in the cupboard, go and get your lint balls. Bite into it and you'll feel that it's cold in the middle.
Don't understand. Yeah, so write in, let us know if you're a scientist. No, because I won't be able to speak.
Well, I'm going to give that... Oh, okay, look at that. I'm going to give that an
8.
Really, that high?
Yeah. I like lint, so...
I wanted more...
Pistachio.
If they had a
ball version.
Yeah, basically, I'm trying it now as well because Archie has a severe nut allergy, so can't have any nuts at home. So I've wanted to try this for ages. Now I'm in camp. I've had the opportunity to try it because he's not here, so I don't have to give him a little smoochy woochy or brush my teeth. Am I going to give it an 8? No. I think I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay.
Maybe even a 6.5.
Room for improvement.
Yeah.
Be all right.
Might make my own.
Right, okay, so let's jump on to Wales Week. Do we have to sing Wales away, Wales away, Wales away?
I think keep that bit in.
Wales away, Wales away, Wales away. I am really excited for this
Principality!
one. Yes, Principality. I really hope the roof is kept over.
But we get to choose.
But that's what I hope it's being chosen.
I'm going to need some water. Continue.
I really hope that the roof... No, carry on.
Sorry, I need some water. It's too quiet right now.
Yeah, I really hope that the roof is kept over because obviously first time playing in Principality, is it for you as well?
It's anyone's first time.
No, Singer's said that she's played at Principality.
Okay, right. Singer's played when she was in under 18s, but like the senior women's team have never played.
We normally play at Cardiff Arms
Park,
and
which is next door.
And this morning when I was in Soft Tissue, 18,000 tickets have been sold.
I know,
which is crazy.
That wasn't meant to be like a surprise. No, but like that's really good.
Really good because I think a few days ago it was only 8,000, so 10,000.
But also shows that they can sell it. So they don't need to keep playing at Cardiff Arms Park. They can sell tickets that, you know, maybe we might even get to 22,000. So they can sell good amounts of tickets. Or what they should do is move around. I know Wales is small and there might not be many stadiums around there, but maybe they should play at different venues that are bigger than Cardiff Arms Park.
100%. And at halftime, the Stickmen are playing, who you probably won't know. That I first saw them years ago on TikTok, and it's just these guys. Don't know what they look like because they're masked, but they've got like an illuminous Stickman.
Oh, were they on Britain's Got Talent?
Yes. So if they do close the roof, they can keep it really dark in there.
I think we will. I think we will choose to close the roof. Surely,
I'd hope so. I mean, it's not meant to be raining, but I still hope so because that's what Principality. I think it's the one that's got the closed roof, and obviously we loved it in WXV.
Yep.
It keeps the pitch nice and dry.
Yeah, it does get a bit sweaty. But
it does get a little bit sweaty, but natural glow. It looks nice. And even though, like you said, it's a bigger stadium. I think the capacity is 75,000. They've got the room to grow into that, and in such a big year, having Linny go across and be part of the coaching staff over at Wales as well, we've seen definite developments, and I just hope that it keeps on building for them as well.
Do you think it's going to be tough for the Gloucester Hartpury girls?
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I don't think it'll be tough. I think it'll be interesting because I think already as Wales we know a lot of their players.
I think that they'll find it hard, or I think he'll find it hard as well, because they have that very good relationship, a lot of the Gloucester Hartpury players, with Linny, and he's obviously supported them along their journey internationally, and now he's moved across the pond as such, like the bridge, to be in Wales. I'm sure probably 5% of him is like, oh well, I hope my Gloucester Hartpury girls play well, but I hope we win as Wales. Do you know what I mean? So
play better.
I reckon it's going to be tough, and I think it'll be tough for the girls to see him and not give him that not attention, but it'll just be different. It might not be, but I think I'd be quite
well, they'll kind of what you're saying. There's going to be a lot of emotion in that game, and whether Linny's there or wasn't there, England versus Wales is always like that. And that's what I really love about that game, but also that we know a lot of the players. I obviously know Lisa Neumann very well from Quins. She plays on the wing there, and I've really got to know her. So already I'm thinking, right, I know her, but she knows me.
Yeah.
So it is gonna be really interesting. Probably a few giggles on the pitch, but it's always like that against Wales, and by the end of it, we're all hugging and laughing and shaking hands. Anyway.
Yeah, same as Donna Rose. She she did an interview with BBC Wales around, because she's just had a baby called Margot, little girl, and she was basically saying how it's going to feel amazing to have that opportunity to bring her onto the pitch. She's only literally I swear a month old, to bring her on the pitch, and it's the first time I think she's had that opportunity to play at the Principality, all that stuff. I just think, and Mother's Day being the next day, I just think everything around it is it's amazing. And I commented on the video and I was like, well, you better be bringing her, because I want to cuddle after.
Of course, and so if you don't turn up.
Yeah. So again, it's the same, because obviously we're Sari's teammates, and she was there after the Prem final, and I think that lifted everyone in the Prem final, because we got into the change rooms, everyone was a bit low, but then Margot got brought in and everyone was like, can I order, can I cuddle her? So that's that's so nice. Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on the Scotland Wales game? So obviously it was a really narrow loss up in Edinburgh. I personally really enjoyed that game. I didn't really know which way it was going to go, and I really liked that about watching it. But what were your thoughts?
I actually thought that the scoreline didn't reflect the game. I actually thought Scotland were way better than Wales, and I'm going to say it before we play them, but I thought that it was obviously good that Wales had that fight back.
Yeah.
And then maybe the rain didn't help Scotland, because it started to rain in the second half, but I think Lisa Thompson had a fantastic game, and I just think Scotland, you could see that, I don't know, something has changed within them. They were really,
they wanted it.
They were really attacking, and I thought they were really, really good. I thought Emma Orr was really good. Obviously just naming the backs, don't know the forwards. No, I do know the forwards. But I thought it was amazing, and I guess I got to have a little shout out to Kelsey Jones, coming back from an ACL injury. She had something crazy, 10, 11 months out, 306 days or something crazy, and she got to play her first game back after that, which I think is amazing. And made a real impact for Wales, which I'm pretty sure Linny was hoping for, and that he'll look for this weekend too. So yeah, little shout out to you, Kelsey, because I think that's amazing work.
Yeah, 100%. I just think it was an entertaining game. It's almost like I kind of wanted it later in the tournament.
Yeah,
because it was so tight, and I think it'd be really nice for that one to build up in the tournament, not knowing which way it's going to go. But obviously we've learned a lot from reviewing it going into this weekend that we're not going to share with anybody. So you'll just have to see after this weekend, and maybe we can review that next week.
Yeah, definitely. And then the France-Ireland game, well, Ireland-France game, because Ireland were at home. Bloody Nora, it was like 15-17 with like 10 minutes to go.
I know.
I was like, this is, and honestly, I'm saying with hand on my heart, truly, this is so good for women's rugby.
100%.
So good for women's rugby. I understand that, we obviously want to win and we want to beat people and we want to be the best in the world, but we also want the other teams to be and want to achieve things and to be the best in the world.
And it's fantastic for Ireland, going back off of WXC, that we've spoken about a lot, where they, beat New Zealand and then coming close against France as well. I read things in the media that they felt really disappointed because it's almost like the one that got away. But that is going to really ignite a fire inside of them, and obviously Red Roses are going to have them in a few weeks' time, and it's something that we're going to have to, keep an eye out for. But there was loads of entertaining rugby this weekend for the first round of the Six Nations. Obviously, loads more to go. So get your tickets where you can. Go view a game, because I think you're going to be entertained no matter what. And if you can't, thankfully, all the games can be viewed on BBC anyway. So
yeah, exactly. And if you are looking for a game to watch, maybe you can come to our England versus France game in a couple of weeks, Le Crunch, at the Allianz Stadium on the 26th of April. Come and cheer us on as we try to regain the championship, the Six Nations Grand Slam title. You can get your tickets now from £25 for adults and £5 for junior at englandrugby.com/tickets.
Sold.
We're very good at ads here, aren't we?
Sold. Okay, let's go into some random facts. Our favourite art.
Well, play that jingle. Sorry. Play that jingle. I have had another slice of cricket.
Random fact. It's a random fact. Random fact.
Sorry, that's like, when sorry, we are back from the jingle, but when radio stations, they like go to the toilet or they have like a sip of their tea and they didn't know that the song was about to finish, and it's like silent.
And was like, have you seen that video of the lady putting her finger up?
No.
So obviously somebody behind the camera, she's like that, and then it comes on. It went viral, you can see. Okay, first random fact. So did you know that crows, so the bird, hold...
Is there other crows?
Crows. I don't know why it says brackets bird, because I don't know any other crow. They hold grudges.
No way.
They hold grudges. So
that's why you look like
one. I'm glad you found that funny, Rob. So crows have been observed to remember human faces and hold grudges against those who've wronged them. So how do you wrong a crow? They steal things from you, so they actually wrong you. So maybe if a crow came down and went to get... Is it crows that get things that are like the gold, like jewelry? Or is that magpies?
That's magpies.
How do you wrong a crow then?
I don't know. What do they... Are crows the black ones, aren't they? And they go...
Yeah. Ugly things.
Yeah, ugly. I think maybe you wrong them by like shooing them off. Running one of their mates over.
Going clay pigeon shooting, something like that.
Clay pigeon shooting.
Pigeons.
Yeah, I reckon that they get wronged by that too.
Are you one to hold a grudge? Maybe I answer for you and you answer for me.
All right, okay.
Are you one to hold a grudge?
Yeah, you are.
I think you are a bit.
Oh, go on then.
Not like...
I've got a real good example for you.
I don't think you don't hold it for a long time, but you do hold a grudge until it's spoken about, and then it's don't worry about it. But I could sense the energy that there was some grudge being held.
Shall I give my example for you? Last year, Six Nations, we were training, Ellie gave a ball back inside when she should have given it to me on the outside.
Yeah.
Right? I said to her, after I said, Ellie, you should have passed me. And she went, oh, no, it was actually back inside to Holly. She went, oh, Holly was on. I said, no, I'm telling you for a fact, I was on. I was scoring that try. Obviously, that hit a nerve for Ellie. Anyway, we then...
I passed it in the first place. That's what I was thinking. I passed it. You're welcome.
But she didn't score and I would have scored. Anyway, regardless, obviously, I've moved on from the grudge. But who were we then playing? Was it France? We then basically played someone, and it was the captain's run of that game. So the day before, Ellie comes up to me and she goes, you were right. And I went, what are you talking about? She went, you were right about that pass. I said, you've had days to tell me that. Days. So I said, so you've held on to this and you've kept this to yourself and you kept this little grudge going, because she also had attitude with me for those days in between.
It's not a grudge, okay? From my side, it's not a grudge.
It was a grudge. I said to you, I went, do you think you could have said that to me earlier? And you went, yeah. I said, it's the day before a game, honey.
I know,
went,
I do remember this.
I'm sorry.
I think it's not that I was like, I'm not going to speak to her now. It was more I was mewing over it and that, I want to speak to Jess, but I think you've got a grudge with me. So I'm like, okay, I've got to give it a bit of time. That's what I mean, that I'm like, okay, I'm sensing an energy. Okay, I probably won't speak now. So I'll pick the best time,
which
day before
the game. Woo! Yeah, why not?
We move past it.
Yeah, we have. I think my grudges are, I like think about it instantly. I'm like, oh, that's annoying or whatever. But then I actually think I've really learned to be like, well, think the positive. Like, if you thought that was the best decision, that's fine. I'm letting you know that there wasn't.
Yeah.
But if you thought it was, that's absolutely fine. And I think that maybe that's then why I give that energy, because I give that energy of like, well, I don't care. Yeah. And then it comes across as like,
yeah. Well, I gave you the ball yesterday in training. Nice little flat pass out, and you scored in the corner.
Yeah,
so
nice.
the grudge is officially over.
Okay.
A year later.
Right. Ketchup. Do you like ketchup?
I used to. And now, if I'm going to eat ketchup, I mix it with mayo.
I think that's like an ick.
What, mixing?
Yeah, and I think it's quite like psychotic behaviour.
Well, my current thing is maple mayo,
Right,
so
okay,
anything mixed.
Ketchup used to be used as medicine. Wow. Do you want to know why?
So, yeah.
Ask me why.
Why?
Okay. In the 1830s, ketchup was actually sold as a medicine, with some doctors even claiming it could cure diarrhea and... How'd you say that word?
Jaundice?
Jaundice. What is jaundice?
Oh,
jaundice, which is when you go yellow. I knew you wanted to know what that word meant. Yeah, I think that's crazy. Well, I wonder why it would cure diarrhea. It's well vinegary.
Yeah. Unless that's
and
the
salty.
Acidic. I don't know.
I get the reduced salt one.
See, I don't really eat ketchup.
Yeah.
But there's loads of foods that now we eat, but they were originally for medicines. Cause I think
Go on, name another one.
Coca-Cola was originally a medicine, a brand of medicine.
Was it?
And then it went into a drink.
What did that cure?
I don't know.
Well, you're meant to have like a flat Coke when you're hungover, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is that right? When you're hungover? No, when you've got bad belly.
My mum normally has Lucozade.
When you've been in like a dirty water, like a lake or like something, you're meant to have a flat Coke, because then I think so. It may be that you are right. Yeah.
And my grandma
I'll help you with your facts.
My grandma always used to say to me, if you put Coke down a Coke can clean a toilet, what do you think it's doing to inside you? And I used to be like, cleaning me. So I thought it was a good thing.
I hate Coke, disclaimer.
Yeah, same.
I hate Coca-Cola.
Same.
I hate Coke, Pepsi, all of it. Dr. Pepper, hate all of it.
Same. Also, why is it so brown? That's what I don't like. Sorry, this fact wasn't about Coke.
Yeah, it wasn't about Coke. It was definitely about ketchup.
Yeah.
Well, before we do our shout-outs, we're going to tell you how to enter the competition. So as Ellie mentioned earlier, we are doing a competition for some of our stash. So all you need to do is leave us a 5-star review. If it's not 5 stars,
then
don't
you're
bother.
not getting it.
Yeah.
So
and tell us what you love about the pod and maybe what you'd like to hear more of.
Yeah, I mean that's also called listeners' questions, but but we don't have that this week, so get them in for next week.
No, we do have them.
No, we don't. They're not there.
Oh yeah, no, we don't have them. Oh wow. Oh,
that's why I said it.
That's my favourite part.
That's why I said it. So just
screenshot your review and send it to us on Instagram, and we'll pick some of you at random at the end of the Six Nations to win some of our stash.
And another thing, we have been saying, if you can come to a game with the best rodeo hat on and good sign, we will be giving away shirts during the games as well. So make sure you get there.
Yeah, our actual shirts.
Yeah, actual.
Ellie,
play
however,
shirts.
won't be giving it away this weekend
Not
because
this weekend.
it is her 50th.
The producer didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
Well done, Rob. God,
Yeah, so
you really care about us, don't you?
So this weekend I won't be giving it away.
Because she is turning 50. How do you feel?
Back hurts. No, it's very exciting. It makes me feel like an official senior player now.
Really?
Yeah, official. And I'm kind of like worried about running out. Like,
Well,
does anyone say
Oh
anything
my
to you? Yes.
Oh my God, Ellie. Okay, so Ellie's gonna run out of the tunnel for her 50th. She's gonna run out, and then she's just gonna do this, the little rodeo sign, and maybe like go round
As
in a
I'm
circle.
the whole way.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled
Yeah,
for
keep
that
your
because
eyes
we'll do
peeled.
something.
And if you are at the Principality on Saturday, and if you see Ellie run out, do it in the crowd with her so she feels comfortable.
Or like make a plan that the whole crowd
Okay,
goes,
that's a lot.
yeah, at the
Yeah.
same time.
Okay, that's a lot of organisation. But all right, well, we've gone a bit too laddie. The
Wow, yeah.
sugar has hit us.
It has. Thank
The
you,
sugar.
Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn. Okay, right. Shout outs.
I
Sorry,
forgot we were
it
doing
goes.
that.
Shout outs. Got a new jingle.
Okay, I'll go first. Right. Firstly, this week we want to give a shout out not only to our mums, but to all of the lovely mums out there, grannies, great grannies, aunties, stepmums. How many more is there?
Just parents, guardians, anyone who is celebrating Mother's Day.
Obviously, remember everyone listening, it is on Sunday. This is your little tip to go get a card and maybe just a bunch of flowers.
Have you got one?
Not yet. Yes, I do. If my mum's listening, of course I do.
I do, Trish, don't worry.
But yeah, go spoil your mums. Happy Mother's Day to everybody that's listening.
Yeah, we love you, mums, and thank you for everything that you do for us, do for our fans, and do for anyone out there. You really are our rock stars. Sandal Warriors have asked for a shout out because they are currently top of their league, and if they win it this year, their coach Gary has said he's going to get a sandal tattoo.
Well, Gary, I've
Maybe
got a
Ellie will do it.
Yeah,
for you.
I've got a tattoo gun, so I'll do it. How about that? That's the thing. If you guys win it,
we can't say that because you won't do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Just
All right.
I'll maybe do it. I'll send my mum's those details. Yeah, I hope you guys win so that he can get the tattoo.
Where's he? Can you write in for next week? So we would like to know where he would get the sandal tattoo.
And once he does win,
a picture.
Once you guys do win, send a picture so we can see it.
Absolutely.
So next up, we've got 3 title-winning shout-outs. Firstly, Egremont under-16 girls won the Cumbria County Cup final.
Woo!
Go girls! Reading under-14s who won their league final.
Yeah! Woo!
And Shrewsbury RFUC who won the Shropshire Cup.
Woo!
Sorry, I thought it was the Shropshire Cup. Let me say that one again. I didn't do that one very well. And Shrewsbury RUFC who won the Shropshire Cup.
Woo!
Well done,
Well
everybody.
done, everyone.
Well
That's
done.
so good.
Winners.
Winning atmosphere is in the air.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Southampton Uni women's team need a shout out for winning their varsity match yesterday, which was probably on Wednesday because varsity normally happens on Wednesday. And Eve has asked Evie has asked for a good luck message to the University of Manchester women's team who have their varsity match next week.
Good luck to everyone in varsity.
Woo!
We can't clap as well either because we've got they're like silent claps, so we're gonna have to insert a sound.
Have you finished uni?
Yeah, I've got my graduation, I think, in May.
Wow.
I know. Shout out to Ellie for finishing uni. Yay! Finally, this one's cute. So North Dorset's under 9s won the Spirit of Rugby Award at a festival last weekend. So the coach Paul has asked for a shout out.
I'm putting my mic down and giving them a clap.
Yep. Yeah. Well done, everybody. Well done, everybody.
Well, that concludes the episode.
Wow.
It's been a fun one, hey?
Hey.
Hey? Has everyone liked our wallpaper? Please give us some. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you wish us all the luck for Saturday, especially the little curly girl over here because it's her 50th. Big celebrations happening. You can watch us on the BBC Two and BBC iPlayer and BBC One Wales in the UK. 4:45 is kickoff, so be there or be square. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, and our YouTube. And as always, yeehaw!